Now here's breaking news, exclusively from Blue Eye Media. And now from our global friendly partners.
We have major news right now. A large group of former military lawyers have concluded that Pete Hegseth and anyone under him who took part in the illegal strikes in the Southern Caribbean have likely committed war crimes, murder, or both. War crimes if we are technically in an international armed conflict with these cartels. If we're not, then lawfully it's murder under federal law and under military law. And Pete Hegseth and anyone who executed the orders that were, quote, patently illegal could face criminal charges. A new statement issued by Just Security has a group of former JAG officers who created a group following Pete Hegseth's firing of multiple JAG officers earlier this year, have concluded that Hegseth's orders violate international law, violate American law, and that anyone should and could be prosecuted for murder, war crimes, or even both. Spread the word, follow along, stay up to date on all the news that you need to know about. More to come very soon, so stay tuned for more.
So the cat is out of the bag that the most unqualified Secretary of Defense in American history and former Fox News host Pete Hegseth ordered SEAL Team 6 to, quote, kill them all, in reference to the occupants of a Venezuelan fishing boat in international waters that America sent a missile strike to attack extrajudiciously. That means illegally. America had no grounds to attack it. And when they found that there was 2 survivors in the water, literally clinging to pieces of the boat that were on fire, Pete Hegseth ordered that they also be killed. Now, that part doesn't surprise me because Pete Hegseth is a walking excrement of shit. Pete Hegseth is garbage. I hope you see this, Pete Hegseth. I hope my content makes it to your phone somehow and you hear me, a veteran of Iraq and Afghanistan, say to you, you're the most unqualified Secretary of Defense in this country's history. I'm not going to call you the Secretary of War to feed your little dick ego, but you're also human excrement. You are shit. You're filth. But what bothers me more than what I expect from Pete Hegseth is that SEAL Team 6 followed his orders. The admiral in charge of them tried to argue later that the people they killed could have called in backup or could have taken the drugs to another boat, so it was pertinent that they kill them. Nope, it wasn't pertinent. Anytime you kill defenseless, unarmed people, that's called murder. So Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth are guilty of committing murder in international waters for no reason. And the cirrhosis of defense, Pete Whiskey Leaks Keg's Breath, put out this statement trying to defend his actions. I'll let you pause to read it. It's just a bunch of bullshit where he lies. He says this was legal. It was not. And I want to point you to the word he keeps using, narco-terrorist. That's just some shit they're making up. They're trying to say that because these people are allegedly, because there's no proof, smuggling drugs, that they are also terrorists. Nope. If they are smuggling drugs, they're just drug smugglers, and you don't get to kill them without any level of due process with a missile strike, you fuck. I advocate that Pete Hegseth get due process right now. Go before a judge, get tried for high crimes and misdemeanor and murder, and go to prison.
So MAGA Pete Hegseth just essentially admitted that he and the Trump administration have committed war crimes and they just don't care. They're celebrating it. You might have seen this reporting from the Washington Post today on an order that Pete Hegseth gave to drone strike a boat in the Caribbean, kill everybody on board, and then when there were 2 survivors clinging to the boat, they struck them again, blowing them to pieces. And then Pete Hegseth addressed it, and he's not denying these central aspects of the story. Of course, he called it fabricated, inflammatory, yada yada, but he also said that the intent of these strikes was to be lethal kinetic strikes to stop drugs from coming into the United States, destroy narco boats, and kill the people behind these things. And then he defended himself right here, saying that everything is legal in compliance with U.S. and international law. The problem for Pete is that he's not being honest. He's not giving everybody the details, and lawyers are now chiming in on this story. Ryan Goodman said that it's textbook war crime / extrajudicial killings. Todd Huntley, a former military lawyer who advised Special Operation Forces for 7 years, said, quote, killing any of the men in the boats amounts to murder. George Conway said this would be a war crime even if there was an actual war and these people were actual combatants, which there isn't and there weren't. It's unquestionably an unlawful homicide under any form of law you wish to apply. And yeah, you can't go around drone striking random boats. And when there are survivors who are unarmed and don't pose an immediate threat to any Americans, you can't strike him again. That's just killing somebody. So Pete Hegseth can brag on Twitter all he wants. He's just giving more material to prosecutors for when this case comes before a jury.
Follow Blue Eye Media for exclusive insights and breaking news sources from global friendly outlets that you'll never get from the mainstream cable TV and antenna radio or satellite outlets. Learn how to play the flute of the world and learn the real facts.